Overlook. I'm Craig Zapp. I'm the Superintendent.
Can't hear you.
Hold on, Craig, we can't hear you.
Is that better?
We're here at the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook, about to start the grand opening celebration for the Hetzler Road pedestrian path.
Hello, hello. Now you can. Yeah, we can hear you. All right, you can hear me now. Again, I'm Craig Zapp. I'm the Angeles District Superintendent for State Parks here in the beautiful, beautiful LAA and Topanga and Malibu area. And Sean Woods, our sector superintendent, probably be the individual up here speaking, but he's back east. So I'm filling in for Sean. This is his little baby. This is a little project. So we're here to dedicate the new pedestrian path down there, and later everybody will join down there. We'll do the ribbon cutting. So just really quickly, this is a 10-foot wide, 1,500 foot jogging path. It's going to take people from Jefferson all the way up to that location right there. That really is, it's a new feature, a new facility within our parks for the safety of the public. And this was all put together on really because of the needs of the park. We opened this park and we had no idea what the use was going to get. And as you all will turn around and see people walking by us, hundreds and hundreds of people today. And really it's like we're adapting to this new use. This is kind of, people are getting rid of their gym memberships just to come to this park. And you can see the stairs over there. It's the most one of the more popular features.
Bring your microphone closer.
I have to take this thing off. All right, is that better?
Yeah.
I said my son's back from school and I was doing a lot of yelling, so I could probably get used to it. So anyway, you know, working with Culver City several years ago, we saw a need to be able to provide for the safety of the public getting across Jefferson Boulevard. So collaboratively with the Culver City, the Baldwin Hills Conservancy, and many other partners, we developed this project down there. And then lo and behold, we have people using the road to such a degree that it really became incumbent upon us to work together again for this path you see there. So, again, I want to talk about really quickly, and maybe not so quickly, probably my point here. We're kind of running, we're jumping around here. So I want to talk about the partners, the acknowledgement. The state parks, people within state parks that got together and worked on this. You got Sean Woods, who I mentioned earlier, the sector superintendent. And we have Stephanie Campbell. Stephanie, where are you? Stephanie Campbell, parkland specialist extraordinaire. You know, through thick and thin, got us to the point, working with all the partners together, kind of like herding cats sometimes, but working together to get this project, keep it started, keep it going. We've had some starts and stops, but really Stephanie each day comes in with an agenda to make sure that this project got going. And then Andre Jones, or where's Andre, our maintenance chief for the LA sector. Yeah, we're one big happy family within state parks, but sometimes there's some disagreements, but really those disagreements work out when we have a better product, we have a better vision, a better idea of what we really want to achieve. We have Janelle McKee. Stand up, Janelle. No, stand up. She's your, what do you want to call your resident ranger, literally, our resident ranger. She's up on top of the hill. She comes to work. She's next door. She's taking real joy in this park. I mean, this is her life's work here. You know, she started off in the Malibu sector, and this is where she wanted to be. She wanted to be with the community here. It's a really tight community here. And I'll talk about our residents here, our love of our life. And then we got Gilbert Hernandez. I don't know if he's here today or not. He's the man in the trenches. He's the one that's day in and day out. You know, puts all those fine people in the tarp there in the tent. You know, our seasonals, our other employees, gives you vision and ideas. senior environmental scientist. She's with me. She works under me in the district office, and she'd come out here and make sure the resources are protected. And Cody Hoffman, my chief ranger, his son, came out here and monitored a lot of the projects here. And we have the Baldwin Conservancy, which is the key element to making this project what it is. The funding and the raw, get it done. It was really nice to have David and his folks, David McNeill, executive director. This is how important this event is to me. Seeing this is done, I'm wearing my Class A's. Luckily under here, because wearing this, it gets really hot. We had the dedication of LA State Historic Park, which opened up April 22nd. It was the hottest day. I wish I would have thought otherwise to wear my Class A's. But these are a few events that I wear maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year. But dedications, this is really having this, knowing we're flying the colors. The MRCA, Mountains Recreation Conservation Authority. Anna Straub's here. Anna. She sees the vision. The Park to Playa. She's going to see that from hell or high water. That's going to get done. And one of the starting points of getting this done is seeing an example of Park to Playa. How beautiful it could be. When we go down there, you're going to take a look at that. I made it look ugly, turn the hill up, but at the end of the day, you see the product. You see what we can achieve when we all work together. And again, I've mentioned all the people that worked on this project. For a minute, you'll just see a sidewalk, but for us, we see a collaborative effort that we achieved. We saw it through for 3 years. It's really amazing. And I really want to shout out to the Culver City residents, the Tompkins and the road folks. We urge you folks. We understand, the quality of life. We understand that, and you're our neighbors. And I'm looking at Chris, and I'm looking at Ortiz. That means the world to us. And Karen emails me. We take it to heart. And when Alfonso emails us, and Maxwell, it's like these things mean a lot to us. Ensure that we have a good relationship. Again, it's what we do to make us better. Providing for the public. Because if we're giving you that level of service, you can only imagine what we're doing for the public. We really take it seriously. We really take it to heart. And the community, we have a lot of people a lot of residents that come and use this park. Culver City residents, and they've made this their home. They made this their park. But we also have a lot of people that come from outside the area, just specifically to come. And we want to know that there's a little impact, a little bit of rough road, their routines. But I think we're ultimately going to see this is their new routine. They're going to be more respectful to the neighbors. They're going to be more respectful to the park because they see that we believe what we want to do. We do it. We do such a meaningful impact. One of the things, the big key component of this is the city of Culver City, and we had a rough go in the beginning. We started this park, but the new city council and everybody within the city of Culver City, they saw this, and they saw this as a park in their community, and they came in and they've given us all support in the world. This is an amazing. I've been a district superintendent for going on 8 years, and the level of support this community, Culver City, gives the district is by far the best we've had in a relationship with any kind of municipality, any city. And again, it's not just the city folks, the elected officials, but it's also the community, the people that make Culver City the beautiful and amazing city that it is. So, and I want to, in this project itself, there's a lot of other people behind the scenes with Culver City, the police department, the fire department, that have really supported us. But it's Charles Herbertson. This is the second project we've done together. And I can go through the details of how extraordinarily difficult a collaborative effort like this is, but it's really because of the conservation zone that we live in, this whole area within the Baldwin Conservancy, which allows allows us to do some amazing things that you couldn't do anywhere else but for the Santa Monica Mountains. We can do these collaborative relationships. And, you know, there's hi, I'm sorry about that. I want to put your last name. Vaj? You know, I don't answer all the emails that go between the Culver City and the State of Parks, but he's always on every single email. And the insight and the wisdom he brings into these discussions on the project and getting this done. Again, it looks just like the sidewalk, but the complications and all the things that were that came to be on this, I mean, we worked through with the contractor, with all these other outside entities. It's just amazing the work and effort we put into it. And Matt Gaspar, down here, on vacation. On vacation. Charles, did you authorize that? Anyway. So it gets down to, these are the guys, the folks in the trench in Culver City, but it really takes the support of the elected officials. And so I want to bring up the mayor of Culver City.
Residents from Hetzler Road that are here today, and I appreciate you guys and all that you've done to really be advocates for something that needed to change up here. We fought long, and obviously Craig talked about it, but as council members, we got the emails, we got the phone calls, we knew the issues that were based on really the success of this project that were born out of this, and through problems come solutions. And I think from what I can see just driving up here today, that a solution is started, by folks really utilizing this path. And it's actually Noah pointed it out to me. I think I was mayor last time when this project first started. So that was several years ago. But it really has been a true collaborative effort between a lot of entities, a lot of grants from the state, the county, and locally to really put this together. And I know David is going to really go into a little bit more detail, but I just want to thank everybody that put a lot of hard work. I want to thank the residents for their patience in dealing with this issue. And I really hope that this sort of is a solution and really enriches and brings a lot of the peace back to your lives that you really sought out. And this project, the success of it is amazing. The whole project up here, it makes me think it's almost, I remember there was something in Santa Monica called the Santa Monica Steps that used to be popular at one time. But I think it's been kind of the success of what we got going on up here at the Baldwin Hills. It's completely become a huge success. And out of the success of that, there's been a few issues, and we're dealing with it. That's our job, to be reactive, not only to the community, but working with all the entities involved to make it work out. So thank you so much for being here today, and I'll turn it over to David O'Neill.
The mayor of Culver City. I'm going to let you manage the view from here. I'm David McNeill. I'm executive officer of the Baldwin Hills Conservancy. I've been fortunate to say that we decided to make a trip up to the top of Mount Everest, and we finally arrived today with this. We start out saying, we're going to set the base camp with the Baldwin Hills Conservancy, setting down about $890,000, thinking we'll get there from here. And we realized we can't get halfway up the mountain with that. And so we had to bring in other partners and reinforcements to move us up to another level. We brought in the Mountains Recreation Conservation Authority, $227,000. It got to the next level. That still wasn't enough. No provisions, no anything. We were going to starve trying to get up there. And we were always worried about the weather from the day one, whether or not we'd be snowed in or rained out or whatever had happened here. Predictions from, I don't know who sent those predictions out, but they were bad predictions in terms of the El Nino coming. But it kept us at base camp for a long time. Slowly but surely, we had other partners like the Baldwin Hills Regional Conservation Authority who brought in $100,000 in Prop A money. That got us a little closer. Next, we had Land and Water Conservation Fund, which is a federal fund that's managed by the state, for another $172,000. You can see the building of money start to get higher as well as we're getting it further up the hill. Then California State Parks Foundation is a wonderful nonprofit agency, chipped in their $30,000, which allowed us to do a lot of things that we couldn't do with the federal and the state money. And we want to thank Brad Burlington, the VP of Marketing for California State Parks. Is he here today?
It's actually.
LA Car Guys, I'm sorry.
LA Car Guys.
Yes, my apologies, Brad. Thank you very much. And Alicia Arlington, I'm going to mess up that name. Oranger?
Alicia.
Okay, Alicia, and she's the manager of environments. Yes?
Yes.
She's managed the environment for all of us. Thank you. California State Parks Foundation, $200,000 grant from California State Parks itself. In-kind contributions. They brought a lot to the party in terms of we'll fix it, we'll add, we'll bonus it, we'll make it work, we'll leverage it, we'll figure it out just to keep the project moving forward. And then, of course, Culver City, who brought in their $90,000 commitment and project leadership and management throughout the whole project. And they didn't change managers. Charles kept his job for those 3 years. And I think most of Culver City, like I said, went back to the same mayor. All of that, it makes this project work. It's almost like a soup that you had to add all the ingredients. We finally made it to the top, and of course, we're enjoying the view. I always get to talk about the things that Baldwin Hills Conservancy is doing when I get up here. My phone's ringing. It's probably staff calling saying, come home. Future plans like the Park to Playa Trail, which gets us from Stocker Street, the Crenshaw community, all the way up across 5 Points at La Brea into Kennehawn Park, across Kennehawn Park. We're building a bridge across La Cienega. This Friday, we're going to grant some money to cross La Cienega with a pedestrian bridge that gets us into our friends at Blair Hills. From Blair Hills and Stoneview Nature Center, which we opened up in April, that brand new facility. If you haven't been there, go there. It's a beautiful meditative spot. From Stoneview Nature Center, we're going to come up behind, through Blair Hills, up into the scenic overlook. Our friends at California State Parks are working on making sure we have a bicycle and possibly dog access all the way down, around through Culver City. Our friends in Culver City, the Parks Commission, as well as the City Council, allowed us to extend the Pooch Path so we can go from the border in Culver City and Baldwin State Overlook down to down to Duquesne and out to the creek and make it finally to the wetlands and the coast. So this vision will be taken care of by 2019, but we got pieces of it now. I want to thank all of you for the support on that. All right, a few more thank yous, which is a more exciting part. We have a lot of contractors that did come out that were out here day to day, handling snakes along with other people walking up and down the road. Whatever else came in their path, they've dealt with it. We have GMC Construction Company, Donati, Cheatsek, Masha, Michael Lavoie, and Ernie Baez. Great names. It's like a band. Yeah. Or bees. Alta Planning, we have James Powell. James, are you here? Yes, you are. Good man. He's done all the engineering. He's been planning the Park to Playa Trail, and this kind of got slapped in because we had to get people up and down Hetzler Road. David Evans and Associates Planning and Design. We have Rob Backe here. Rob? No. Interwest Consulting Group, Inspection Services, Zeros Janji. Zeros over here. We've given all the things we can to Culver City, so I'll stop with that. We've certainly talked about all we can to the state parks as well. I think that's all been covered. I'd like to just make sure that everybody understands that these kind of projects only happen when we have the voice of the community married with our state legislators. I know Holly Mitchell could not be here, nor could Supervisor Ridley Thomas, nor Sebastian Ridley Thomas, the Assembly. But they all are providing the funding and the backbone for getting projects like this done. I do want to recognize the board members from the Baldwin Hills Conservancy. We have Robert Jones sitting in the back here. We have David Hetzler, who's our Attorney General's office. We have anybody else from the Baldwin Hills Conservancy I'm not seeing, but we have a lot of us. Oh, Craig Sapp, who actually happens to be the Baldwin Hills Conservancy. He's a board member. You coming to meet on Friday? All right, he helps make the quorum. He's a good man, dude. I think we have a lot of other guests that I'd like to actually acknowledge. Our friends from the Sierra Club, Bill Vandenberg, and the Websters, Marianne and Ron. They're big trail builders all throughout the Baldwin Hills, and they come and support our events and activities. I think we got all the Culver City elected officials. So if I'm forgetting anybody, just send me an email and say bad things about them. I want to thank my staff, as I have Gail and Noah. They continue to do good work. Dee, who's not here, she's out in the office taking care of things. Our chairman, who's taking care of UCLA business, and our vice chair, Jackie DuPont Walker, who could not make it as well. Did we get Stephanie Campbell? Did we all say, yeah, we said thank you to Stephanie Campbell. All right, well, I think I've covered all the thank yous. I think I've covered everything. I really appreciate you all going on. Craig is going to instruct you on how the rest of the event goes if you brought your walking shoes. The money guy. No, and again, it's normally projects of this magnitude and of this significance would be funded by state parks. I mean, completely funded by state parks. It really, money wasn't there. The funding wasn't there. We put in a portion, as David alluded to, but the work will continue. And as a project, not the park can't open. But if you go back, walk down there, you're going to see the hillside. It needs some work as we cut into it. So there's going to be working with our partners. We're putting down drought-tolerant landscaping there, and using native plants. And we've been working with the Los Angeles Audubon Society and the Baldwin Hills Green Shop internship program. Mouthful. They'll be working with us over the next several months. Again, we don't want to plant now at the time, plant in summertime. In the fall, we'll be working collaboratively with our maintenance people and with our partners to do a lot of planting up there. So that's work in progress. Although we've been using it, but I think really we have to dedicate this. So we're going to walk down there and do the ribbon cutting.
And the shuttle will help bring people back.
Okay. We have a shuttle. You see the park shuttle. It does actually pick people up at the top and the bottom.